Hey there, WHIS, Gustavo here, the real owner of the channel. This is the first time I'm risking narrating a video in English for you guys, so I hope you can understand me well considering English is not my native language. But let's do this. I'm excited to share with you a super complex theory that is going to blow the minds of Dragon Ball fans. Get ready because today we're going to theorize about the future of Dragon Ball Super. It's been a while since we talked about the original series, but I thought about this theory all day, so I decided to come and share it with you. In this video alone, you're going to hear about the death of WHIS, Goku's new transformation, a reboot of Dragon Ball GT, and so much more. So stay tuned to the channel and let's get to the video. Hakai. We'll start by talking about Ultra Instinct. We originally understood that to achieve this state, one needs to be calm and have a clear mind, as taught by the angel WHIS.
So in the manga, Goku gets his memories back with his Saiyan pride, and by using all his main emotions, he's able to get his own Ultra Instinct. What's cool is that Goku, even with his black hair like in his normal form, reaches a power level that goes beyond all his previous transformations, hinting that this might be the real deal when it comes to Saiyan Ultra Instinct. Now get ready for a twist in the story. Picture a future battle, something insanely epic and destructive, where even WHIS, our beloved crazy strong character, ends up falling. Losing someone like that could be the perfect trigger for Goku's rage. And that rage might just be the key to unlocking the true form of Saiyan Ultra Instinct, a form that's like way beyond anything we've seen before. If we go back to the manga during the Moro arc, there's a similar situation with the angel in training Maris, who trained Goku in Ultra Instinct for a few weeks. His death made Goku go all out and master Ultra Instinct. If something like that happened to WHIS, who has been Goku's teacher for years, Goku's reaction would be even bigger, and it might take Goku to a whole new level of power that's even higher. I know how important WHIS is for the Dragon Ball Super storyline. If he died now, it wouldn't make any sense, then no one would be happy about it, cause there's no reason to kill him off right now. But it would make sense if he died at the end of Dragon Ball Super. I mean, the series would be wrapping up, and if that happened, you can bet Goku would be furious, and it might even make him go beyond his boundaries again. Not to mention, this would be the perfect chance for Goku to achieve his goal of being the strongest dude in the universe. Just think about Goku reaching his goal in the final episode of Dragon Ball Super following the death of his master WHIS. This would be as shocking as when Jiraiya died in Naruto. We're talking about boosting Goku to his most powerful Ultra Instinct form, guys. Absolutely doable, right? I mean, we're all familiar with the ultimate Ultra Instinct version that came out in the Granola Saga's finale. It's just Goku at his top game. This even beats his silver-haired form when he was trying to copy the whole angel style. As we all know, WHIS already pointed out, he's constantly in Ultra Instinct mode. It's like second nature to him. Whether it's on purpose or not, Goku's Saiyan version of Ultra Instinct follows the same logic. He has black hair, and you already know that all pure-blooded Saiyans have black hair, and that Goku only has this hair color in his basic form, meaning Goku is using Ultra Instinct in his initial form, and that's really cool because it helps us understand a lot of things. Like, I remember there were times when there was a lot of debate about Ultra Instinct. It was introduced as a technique, but when Goku finally used it for the first time for some reason, the technique became a transformation, something that WHIS himself didn't get back in the Tournament of Power. The heat of the aura surrounding Goku wasn't a common thing for the Ultra Instinct technique. It was a characteristic of the transformation that Goku got when he tried to imitate the angel's Ultra Instinct, when he stopped wanting to be angel-like and decided to stick to his own race, his own style. So like all that transformation stuff from before is gone, which means it used to be a transformation because it was a copy, but now it's just a pure technique. This right here is the real deal, Ultra Instinct in its base form. There's a whole bunch of races in Dragon Ball, but there are two kinds. You've got those that can transform, like Frieza's Peeps and the Saiyans, and those who can't, like humans for example. We don't know if angels can transform, so we can't say for sure if they have some transformation going on. All we know is they got that Ultra Instinct technique. So, like anyone who follows the manga knows that Goku has been able to mix Ultra Instinct with his Super Saiyan transformations, right? And if we dig deeper, we can find something that seems kinda crazy at first, but actually makes sense. When Goku reaches the more advanced Ultra Instinct, he goes back to his own natural body. His hair turns black again. But like, here's the big question. If Goku could combine his imitation of the Angel's Ultra Instinct with his Super Saiyan transformations, then why couldn't he do the same with the Ultra Instinct version of his own race? Maybe Goku hasn't reached a new level of Ultra Instinct because he was just copying a race that probably doesn't have transformations, but now he's using the Ultra Instinct of the Saiyans. So that means we're probably gonna see some new transformations on top of the Ultra Instinct technique soon. So maybe the real Ultra Instinct has a strong connection with the essence of the Saiyan race, just like WHIS Ultra Instinct has a strong connection with the Angel race. We saw a bit of this in the Granola Saga, when Goku had to tap into his past and reinforce his Saiyan pride to make headway with this technique. Have you ever thought about it? An Ultra Instinct form that's fully Saiyan, embodying not just the Angel's calm and perfect movements, but also Saiyan's rage, passion, and unbreakable spirit. That's something I'd totally love to see in the series. And you know what's even more interesting? So, all this could be directly linked to Broly. A lot of people reckon that adding Broly to the Dragon Ball Super canon was just a marketing ploy, you know, to boost toy sales and box office, right? But what if Broly was brought in to get us ready for the next level of Saiyans? After all, Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan. His power mainly comes from Osaru, which totally has to do with the Saiyan's roots. It's all about the origins of the Saiyans. And funnily enough, this transformation reminds me a lot of Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. Now here's where things get interesting. Before the film Battle of Gods dropped in 2013, the original design of the Super Saiyan God looked a lot more buff. Kinda like a mix between Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4. Just like Tadayoshi Yamamoto, the design guy, said. But Akira Toriyama, the dude who made the series, had a different picture in his mind for the transformation, something not so strong looking at first glance, so the current form got picked. But if you look closely, the similarity between the original idea of Super Saiyan God and Broly's transformation is pretty hard to miss. I wonder if Broly was brought back not just to boost sales, but also to set the stage for the next level of Saiyan transformation, one that fits more with the initial idea of what a Saiyan God should be like. Notice how Broly, this boss character in his legendary form, looks a lot like Super Saiyan 4. So he's like the raw, uncut version of Saiyan power. No training or finesse. But still, even with that rawness, Broly is a total force to be reckoned with, matching up with Goku and Vegeta in their godly forms. It makes you wonder, is the real power of the Saiyans in their roots, in their most basic form? Getting the hang of Ultra Instinct Saiyan could be Goku's ticket to a new transformation, something that, like Broly's form, harks back to their roots. This is where the theory starts coming together. What if Goku, driven by WHIS biting the dust, taps into the raw, pure Saiyan power to reach a brand new form? A form that isn't just a reflection of angelic power, but a true embodiment of Saiyan strength. Maybe this power could be a closer version to Yamamoto's original vision for Super Saiyan God, a badass warrior that looks like Super Saiyan 4. If the initial form of Super Saiyan God was similar to Super Saiyan 4, it tells us that the production team was down to explore parts of Dragon Ball GT, even if it's kind of a remix. Is Dragon Ball Super slowly setting the stage for a comeback of Dragon Ball GT? Some might argue, saying that Dragon Ball GT isn't canon. But remember, Broly, who was once also considered non-canon, successfully made a reappearance in the series, so who knows? At the time of recording this video, the last chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga is chapter 94. They're adapting the Superheroes movie, which randomly happened a few weeks before that fight between Goku and UBI at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Could all this be a hint that we might get a Dragon Ball GT reboot after chapter 100? Let's dig into some clues that hint at a possible reboot of Dragon Ball GT. One clue is how Bulma makes her immature and reckless wishes to Shenlong in Dragon Ball Super. This reminds us of the Shadow Dragon story, the last saga of Dragon Ball GT, where unchecked wishes led to these powerful villains popping up. This similarity makes us wonder if Bulma's flirting with dangerous forces, and if this might bring on a new threat. Another cool tidbit is the comeback of Android 17 in Dragon Ball Super. In GT, Android 17 didn't really get much of a role, but his Super 17 version was a big bad in Dragon Ball GT. If you think about it, if the Android 17 from Dragon Ball Super turned villain, it'd be a much bigger deal than when it happened back in Dragon Ball GT. And what about the mysterious Android 73? So after Moro's defeat, his slimy look and similarities to the villain Baby definitely raised some eyebrows. And like, could this dude who's behind Android 73 actually be a reboot of the scientist who created Baby in Dragon Ball GT? Also, gotta mention the possibility of Dr. Gero's grandson kinda taking over his grandpa's role in this hypothetical reboot. TBH, just the thought of a new version of GT gets me hyped. And Super Saiyan 4 might actually be the strongest transformation of Ultra Instinct, like a form with Saiyan traits. The new Super Saiyan 4 is coming, folks.
So we've reached the end of this theory filled with exciting connections and possibilities for a Dragon Ball GT reboot. Now it's your turn to head down to the comments section and share your thoughts on this idea. If you enjoyed this theory, don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please help support our work by giving us a like below. Thanks a bunch for your attention and catch you next time. Peace out.